Right now, I'm on a small mountain in an area that I've been researching for about 3 years now. It was once part of the Church of England and the propagation of gospel in foreign parts, which was set up in areas that was spiritual or religious to the indigenous people of New England especially. And I believe they were set up here because this was a sacred area to the Abenaki at that time. There's a vast amount of stonework in this area, and it's in a landscape that doesn't really fit for colonial needs. And the point of this video I'm making right now is to showcase the landscape and the stonework in it, kind of letting the landscape speak for itself. I'm going to point out aspects of the landscape as I walk, but mostly I'm just going to be letting the landscape speak for itself. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to start walking down to a bog down below that has a lot more stonework. Right down there, right there, it's a spring head, which is pretty common in ceremonial stone landscapes, the connection to the underworld. During the spring, water flows down to the bog from that location. And this right here is a giant tree that grew to a very old age, died, and has rotted on top of the stone wall. This might be a good resource to help determine the age of the stonework by dating this tree, get an idea of how old it was, and maybe figure out how long it's been dead for to get a rough estimate of just when it started to grow, to get an idea maybe when the wall was created. This one wall has a lot of boulders incorporated into it, like that one right there. Another large tree. A very large tree that is still alive and well. And this is a unique feature right here. It's kind of like a U almost. You see how the stonework incorporates boulders, and the boulders go out that way. Haven't really come across anything like this before. I've seen other researchers share features like this, but in this area, this is the only one that I've come across. Some maple lines that have not been taken care of for a few years. As you can see, more boulders within the stonework. And it's just boulders literally everywhere in this landscape. I'm going to start cutting across that way to see some more stonework and just get an idea what's over that way too, because I have never really been up in this area of the woods. Old road right here. Just to give you an idea, like, that's how steep the landscape is. Straight down there. Same with up there. Pretty steep. Looks like a game trail right here, so let's take that. I want to get up and across this landscape. As you can see, no one's really been tending these maple lines for a while. I believe they're maple lines. Down there is a road. I talked to a older guy that has lived on this road his whole life, and he said for a long time it was just pretty much a footpath, horse path, a off-roading road. But he said in the 80s, family moved into the area, so they made it into a road that people could drive down so the school bus could pick up the kids. As you can see, this whole area, just bedrocks and boulders. Down here, some more stonework. Another big giant tree. I believe this one's not quite dead, but it's on its way out. And right next to that giant tree is this feature right here. Pretty unique. Never quite seen anything quite like this. And over here, there's some bedrock outcrop up here that has just the smallest, lowest stonework on top of it. As you can see, the stonework right here goes up to that bedrock right there. And on top of it, the stonework continues, curving around the landscape. But I'm not focusing on that right now. We're gonna go down there to the bog. Next to this big tree is a path. This path leads down to the bog. You got some more stonework over here. This could be a serpent effigy. You have a large boulder with a reptile shape to it. As you see, it comes to a point right there with the stonework behind it. Looks like maybe it split or it slid over time. It's been pretty dry, so I have a feeling it's going to be very dry down here. As you can start to see, some stonework appear across some of the little streams down here. Overlooking this entire kind of wetland boggy area is this natural feature right here. It's like a big bowl, excuse me. Step back, get a better idea for it. That overlooks this whole landscape down here. Across, there's another small mountain up there. The stonework actually climbs up. You can kind of see it over there. Climbs up to the rocky summit and ends at the rocky summit. I'm not doing that today because that is a difficult hike. I am not doing that today. But again, boulders incorporated with the construction of the wall. This is a natural spring too. Water flows out from that location right there. Flows down to the bog below. And this, like I said, the stonework goes up on the other side. It comes down to a point down there, but it encloses this landscape right here, which I'm going to try to get into to show what is walled off. There's a term in Algonquin language for this type of feature. I forget what it is. I apologize. It pretty much just means an enclosed sacred area. Again, just bedrock everywhere. And that is new. Last time I hear that tree was not down. Alright, inside the walled area now. As you can see, this will not make sense for a farmer to enclose because there's cliffs, streams, bedrock, boulders. Not land that one would want to enclose for farming or for, say, livestock. Another boulder. I'm going to walk across to a unique feature over this way. Find my way down. I'm not going that way. And that looks like a bunch of stone right there that's been built up or something. I don't know. I'm going to take a look. Yeah, that looks placed. You can see how it's neatly stacked right there. Or it could be just natural being pushed up from the roots and frost heaves and everything like that. Hard to say. Yeah, it could be natural because look at that right there. That's clearly natural, so that might be too. And into the wetland area. Yeah, right over here. Yeah, I just gotta find a way down. It's hard to see, but that's some of the stonework right here. See, over time it's been washed away by this little stream. What I want to focus on right now is how it curves up on top of this bedrock. And like across the road, It ends on the bedrock, but continues on the other side. It's pretty interesting right there, that little shape within the rock. But yeah, that goes up the mountain. Like I said, not feeling that one today. Big chunk of quartz right there. Show that. Right there. And this entire time, all this stonework, there's not one quarry mark to be found on all this stonework. Which is, it says something. I don't know what it says, but it means something, I think. You can kind of see through the clearing down there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but that's where the wetland is, down there. But this comes to an end right there. And this is a pretty cool feature within this. It's that one right there. See how it's encircled by the stonework? You see that pretty often in possible ceremonial stone landscapes. Yeah, comes to end right here. And that was a walk from pretty much near the summit of that small mountain down, following the water to this stonework down here, and it ends right there. But I'm gonna see if I can get down this way. I've never been here where it's been this dry, where I can walk so easily. Usually this landscape is pretty muddy. So taking this opportunity to show the wetland. And there's the wetland right there. This is a little odd. This is a large kind of hump. Yeah, that's the walk down to the wetland. I think it's important to show the landscape in its full aspect, to show what's in it, how the stonework incorporates everything within the landscape, and give a better idea of why this has a strong possibility of being ceremonial stone landscapes.